Hello everybody, welcome back to Space Engineers, where today, off camera, I went on ahead and made the rest of what we're going to need for, the build today. Let me get those loaded up into the flying car, because there's a lot that I'm going to need to carry. But, I ended up getting everything we're going to need. I made sure of it this time. So we've got enough stuff for the hinges, enough stuff for the piston. What else? For the battery, I do believe I also finished up. But, what else? Made sure we had enough for the hinges, battery, piston, finish off the drill. That should be everything. Oop. The game is not liking me right now. Alright, but let's take off. Switch that to auto, switch that to on, and we fly. And I will admit this took a lot of rock trips. So, I'm hoping I don't need to do too many more. But, if I can get this started, at least this will make a good source of iron. And I'll never really need to go and get iron from another spot again. So let's come on up here. Slow on down. And take a check on the underside, where we're heading. Alright. Looks like we're just about good. Don't want to land on the tree. Alright, there we go. Oh, jeez. Falling a little bit too fast there. And that should be contact. Yes? There we go. Alright. Power down. Power off that. Let's get to work. So, we've got... what do I have on me right now? Motors, computers, construction comps. Let's start off with the drill. Alright, there we go. So, starting off with the drill. There we go. Now, I know right now it's not connected to anything, so we're still going to need to come down here to actually, use it. But, I'm not sure if I can just... No, I can't. But, so we still need to head down there to actually grab the stuff from it currently. Let's pump some of these into there. Need power cells for that. How much do I still got on me? A little bit. Let's... need some more steel plates. Alright. I just realized how small this ship actually is. Alright. So, heading up here. We need construction comps for that. What do we need for you? Just some steel tubing. Alright. What do I still have on me? That's right. I still need to put some into here. I think the rest is for the hinges. So I'm going to put the rest in there. Did I not make battery packs? I could have sworn I made the battery packs. Did I not? It was missing power cells and construction comps, yeah. I know I marked that down here, didn't I? 37 power cells. Did those somehow get lost at base? That's a kilometer flight. I'm just gonna do it. Screw it. I can refill hydrogen when I'm back at base. Just moving quickly. Alright. Hello, home base. Alright, where did I leave my power cells? Yep, 37 of them. Okay, that's gonna be a nuisance. But at least I know that I wasn't a dunce and completely forgot about them. Right, let's not die to the tree. That would be bad. Alright. Pop those into there. And I'll just go grab the rest really quickly, just because apparently flying with the jetpack is so much faster than actually flying a ship. And so much more renewable. It's just way more, whatchamacallit, I guess inefficient on resources. Alright. I don't think we needed any interior plates. I don't know. Did we need any interior? Oh, that was my... I accidentally pressed J to check that. I was like, what the... No, it's G. That's what I need to check. Any internal plates needed anywhere? No. But some construction comps are. So I'm gonna also yoink some extra construction comps. Just because I don't know how much of those I actually made. And... not that of the tree. At least I know that if I really needed to, I could just fly out here and grab some iron. Alright. So that's done. This is done. This up here needs steel tubes, which we have. Alright. Dump those in there. We need our steel tubes from all of the cargo containers. I don't think we needed all of them for this. There we go. I would like to... oh, what was the thing? I think I just needed to put a block up there, didn't I? I think that's the case. Except I don't have anything to put up there. Alright. I will need to make a button panel for this, so that way I can actually control the drill without needing to hop down. So, we need this here. Alright. Let us... we need the hinges now. I'm trying to remember how I built the last flower. So I need the hinge. And then you make sure that all of them are bent the right way. So there's that one, of which is too high for me to work on without using my precious hydrogen. Alright, large steel tubes are still in demand. Alright, a lot more construction comps. Good to know, good to know. I may need to take a trip back home just to get some extra hydrogen. Maybe I should have brought the tank with me. Alright, let's get up here. Need more large steel tubes for that one. And for that one. But let's also set up this one. Some more large steel tubes are needed for that one. I need to also start up on this one. You know what? I should probably be sitting on top of them to do the building. Here we go. Alright. So this one goes right here. Kaboom. Add in all the construction comps that I got. And the last one is right here. Come on. Do I not have any steel plates? I don't have any steel plates. Alright. Yeah, that doesn't kill me, thank goodness. Alright. Steel plates, steel plates, steel plates. I didn't bring enough. Hooray. Well, that just means that I've got another trip back home I need to take. Okay, where's all these pipes? Did I put any on the other side? Yes, I did. Alright. At least this is a, most likely just going to be completed this episode project. I just need to be careful with how much hydrogen I use out here. Alright. Here's that one. That one needs computers. There's that one. And that one needs more pipes and computers. Alright. I almost don't... I almost fell down the hole on the way down. That would have sucked majorly. Let's grab those last few pipes that I left around here. Alright. Apparently I did not grab them all on my way out of the house. So that's this hinge done, and that hinge done. How about this one? That one needs more steel plates. Okay. So it looks like steel plates are still on the menu for today. Alright. Let's head back home so I can grab some more of those, because I am really going to be needing some of those. So I need more steel tubes and more steel plates. Okay, good to know. Got some low winds going. Still have no clue what that means. You know, does that mean that we get like blown around in the sky or something? I feel like that would make sense. Alright. Coming in for a quick home base landing. Alright. And let me turn on the spotlight so I can see where I'm trying to land this thing. Honestly, this spotlight was probably one of the better additions to the ship. Otherwise, I would not be able to land this thing for anything. And park. Alright. Turn that off. Turn that off. Turn that to recharge. Drop me on my knees here. Alright, so I need more steel plates. So I'm 95% sure I crafted everything that I needed. Where are all the plates? Did I use too many extras when I made the whatchamacallit? The block? Let me... light armor cube. Do I have enough iron for this? Yeah, I think I didn't account for the light armor cube. Because how much was a hinge needing? Oh, it's because I didn't account for the hinge part. I only made the hinge itself. Okay, well we can at least get started on this. Let me pack up a few more of these steel tubes. Computers, construction pieces. Alright. Grab a few more of these. That should be well enough for now. There we go. Took a second for the hydrogen to come back. Alright. Power everything back on. So we need to get back out there and get this thing started up. So that way during the next sunrise it can actually charge. Because it's probably going to be offline for a little while I let it charge. But once it's fully charged, I should be able to easily get as much iron as I could ever want. Alright. Slow down. Alright. Should be just below me, right? I'm gonna scooch back a little bit. Yeah, there everything is. Alright. Let me not crash into the new place. Alright. I'll land it right over here so I don't get in the way of anything. Alright. That should be good. So, need to get up there. Put in all the pipes that this one needed. Alright. This one still needs a few steel plates. I don't think I brought any more along with me. Did I? Nope. Okay, well, at least now we can start on the actual solar panels. So So we need some of these, some of those. I think some bulletproof glass was also in order. Alright. So let's hop down here, and I need the solar panels. Yeah, colorable solar panels. So, actually before I put anything on, I need to test these hinges. So, hinge 1, let's say that you are currently moving at 9 RPM. That is about as close to 9 RPM as I'm going to get, because I don't think I can type into this, can I? Nope. Okay. So 9 RPM, that is not the direction I need you to go. So, your lowest limit is going to be 0. 0. There you go. And I should be able to reverse it, and it'll go up. There we go. Alright, now for hinge 2's test, you move it about 9 RPMs as well. And your angle is down again, so I will reverse that and set your... oh, that's the piston. Whoops. Alright. And your lower limit will be 0. Alright. And so that, and then move that up. Set that one to be at 90, there we go. And then the last one that isn't fully complete, but is at least there enough to try, will be set to another 9 RPMs. There. Your lower limit is up, actually. Okay, cool. So that means I have to do less work on this one. That means that its lower limit is 0 degrees. Alright. And then the piston, of course, if we set that up there, it'll go on ahead and be ready for some solar powering. Should. Right? Looks like we're good. Honestly, I probably should set the hinges to be down a little bit. So their lower limit should be about... no. So I can't set them lower than 90. Actually, the 90 is them just being up right now. So if I set the upper limit to be somewhere in the neighborhood of, I don't know, like 20 degrees? How far back is that? I mean, it's not bad. That should at least let it catch a good amount of sunlight. So if I bring that hinge back around and set all of them to have the 20 degrees upper limit, that might make it look a little bit more like a flower, honestly. But also it'll, help it catch a little bit more sunlight. So I need one more hinge. Do I have any steel plates on me? No, I don't. Alright. Let's bring this back down. And I need to go back and get some more steel plates. But, what else do I have on the ship to help me? Not a whole lot. Alright. Let's head up here and start making our actual solar array. So that way you can catch a little bit of Z's. Oh wait, need more solar panels. Damn it, it's almost sunrise. Okay, well, looks like this may have to wait until next morning to actually get it working, but we need to go and get a lot more steel plates. And I don't know how exactly our best way to do that is. I could just try to get the base to craft a few more light armor blocks and call it a day there. Come on. Yeah, probably one of the biggest things about this ship in particular is its atrocious stop time, which is not good when you're trying to move fast. But I will probably, when working on the new ship, try to fix that. Have a new ship that actually is a little bit more responsive. Alright, where's the front of the ship there? Let's rotate about there. That looks good. So now we need to come on down for a landing. And whoa, hey. Why was the ship doing stuff like that? I don't know. Let's line this up and rotate it a little bit like this. There we go. That should be good. Alright. And come on. Safe. Alright. Set that to charge. Drop me off on the ice. Alright. So let's see. How many steel plates do I have? How much iron do I have? I've got a bit of it. Let's make at least a few of the light armor blocks worth. Because one of those is about 170. How much do I have at the ready? 155. Damn it. Can I deconstruct some of the extra tubing? I think that might be good. Let's deconstruct some of the extra big tubes with the components. Those each give 10. What gives the most iron? Yeah, the steel tubes do. Alright. Let's deconstruct a good few of these. That can make a few more plates. Alright. That'll get me a good amount. And then I'll go ahead and assemble some plates out of that. Alright. I think it's still pulling in plates. Or not? Okay. 2, 3, 4. There you go. Get that nice and emptied. Alright. So now, light armor blocks. We should have enough iron for at least a couple of them. Alright. And then we should be able to have the iron node ready by sunrise. Hopefully. Alright, looks like we're still in range here. That is good. Let's snag all this. Toss it into the ship while I can. Alright. Gimme all that. So we need to be on the move if I want to get this done by sunrise, because it's already starting to peek over the horizon there. Let's go. And hopefully once we get this done, there's going to be no more need for me to just be dashing back and forth to get iron. No, it should be just, I come over here, pick up all the iron I'm going to need for a little while, and call it a day. Alright. Slow down. And start the descent. How is... Oh wait, that's the one. Alright, let me see where we are. So over there is our node. Whoa, jeez. Decided to come in a little hot, huh? and make connection. There we go. Alright. Close that off, and let's get to building. So we've got a few iron, yeah, the steel plates on me. So let's start up on a solar panel up here. Right there. Alright. Any components, computers, and... Alright. I think I've still got enough stuff to make another one. Nah. Oh, I need a steel plate still. Okay. Oh, that's not the right way I wanted to do it. Upwards. Thank you. Alright. So we need construction comps. Let's grab as many of those as I can. Alright. So computers and girders. How many computers did I stock up on? Not a huge amount. Good to know. Alright. But it's just enough. Girder. What's up next? So I want to get this charging during the day. Come on. There we go. Alright, so that's one solar panel at the ready. Our next one. You make sure that it's upright. Yes. Damn it, need steel plate. Grab a steel plate while I was down here. Alright. Steel plate, steel plate. Where did I shove those? There. Alright. So let's go ahead and make this one. This one is currently upright, yes? Unable to place? Why is it unable to place? Is it because it's too close to the other one? I think I need to store them at like, what, 91 degrees? Or no, I need to be like 89 degrees, right? Let's move it to 80. So that will give it a little bit of headway. Actually, no, it won't. No. Will it? Well, let's see if I can place it now. Right. I cannot. Crap. Is it just because of... Oh, that's right. I placed them like this, didn't I? Because they were on the outer edge. Alright. Put all those in there. Pick up all these. And then turn this one around. So it's like that. Check. Alright. I am running out of hydrogen, though. Which means I'll only get a few more trips back up here. Alright, so let's get this one built. There we go. Means I basically need to bring everything else up in the next couple shots. Alright. I think we're good. Alright, come on. I already put all these into there, so let's grab the bulletproof glass. The computers were the things that I was needing more of. Damn it, I didn't bring any of those. But at least with the solar cells, we should have enough to start it. Right? I think. I also need to return that to 90. Alright. Let us lower limit back up to 90. Alright. Back up. So that's that one done. How about this one? Just needs the computers. Just needs 4 computers. Did I really not pack any computers? No, I didn't. Damn it. Alright, well, let's get the 2 that are working right now open. Actually, let's get all of them open real quick. Okay, fine. Screw you too, then. Did I just lose everything from that? Oh, come on! Okay, fine. Fine. I'll set your lower limits back up to 0. I'll extend out the piston too. Just don't hit the goddamn floor again. Okay. And that one is broken because that one was the one that didn't. This one's upper limit is supposed to be there, that one there. Alright. I'll take this time to head home and grab some more supplies. Why is it getting all hazy? Dust. Okay. Oh, that's gonna reduce solar, isn't it? Damn it. Why? Fine. Whatever. This one's just kind of a passive battery to keep this thing charged. So, we're going to need enough stuff for 2 hinges and a whole new solar panel. Actually, we've got the stuff for a whole new solar panel. I just needed more computers. Alright, so let's park up here. Where the hell am I? Okay. I'm also realizing that dust is severely lowering my visibility. Which makes sense, it's dust. Alright. Move forward. And we should be good to go here in a second. Just gotta line up this a little better. Nope. Alright. Come on. There you go. Alright. Let's pick up some computers. Toss the scrap metal in so I can get refined back to being usable. Okay. I also need to finish off that battery. No, I finished off the battery. I need... what all do I need? I also need some more metal plating. Let's deconstruct another few of these suckers. Because I got a lot of them from all the extra dogs from before they actually started dropping meat. Alright. 2, 3, 4. Get a few more there. Alright. So now we make some more light armor blocks worth of steel plates. And hopefully that'll be enough to get everything working again. So it looks like that's good for there. I think I can just carry all that I need to make a solar panel in my backpack. So how much do I need for it? Girder, computer, construction comps. Let's see. Girder, construction comps, computer, solar cell. How much solar cell did I need? Solar cell's 32. How much do I have on me? 21. Okay, so maybe I need to drop off a few computers. Have some solar cells, fill in the rest of the computers. Let's just... oh, okay. Let's pick up the steel plates, the girders, all that. I guess... can I grab X amount from here? Nope, okay. I think I was supposed to use, what, this? Oh, control the 10. Alright. And then I can just do that, because it was like 30 something that I needed. And fill in the computers. So, to recap. Girders, construction comps, computer, solar cells, bulletproof glass. That is the wrong button. So, construction comps, computers, plates, bulletproof glass, solar cells, girders. Did I grab construction comps? I did. Is that enough construction comps? It is. Alright. I'll just fly over there and pop this on. Oh, wait. Before I fly too far, I realized I need to recharge on hydrogen. Let me do that. Alright. Luckily, it is just a hop, skip, and a jump away. And I can land on the flower to go on ahead and do the add-on here. Yeah, as expected, the dust is screwing with it. Okay. Well, that's just lovely. Build that, pop all that down, and land on it. Alright. There we go. Wow, that is extremely dusty. Alright. Should I have put a hinge on this? That may work. So it can point towards the sun and all that. Alright, let's see. Hinge. I still need to make this side hinge. Oh, I've already got hinge selected. Alright. And pop that down there. This one, got all the steel plates for. Just need some construction comps, steel tubes, and motors. Alright. Construction comps, steel tubes, and motors on the way. And then we should be able to just wait for that battery to charge a little more. And we should be able to set off our little digging thing. Little drill. Alright, so we needed motors. I don't suppose I had any of those stored in here, did I? Yep, motors, steel tubes, construction comps. I think that was all that I was missing. Alright. Let us recover a bit here. And go and deal with this. I used to be so stingy with the hydrogen, now I just use it to fly around anywhere I want. Alright. Land right here. Actually, wasn't there a little bit that this top piece needed too? Steel plates, okay. There's that top piece. Just need a couple more construction comps. And whilst I'm doing this, I can also grab some of the extra sheets. And then I can probably start on the solar panel. Alright. I'm really liking the fact that we actually have a recharge station now. Alright. Why do I have scrap metal? I thought I tossed all that. Okay, let's grab the steel plates. I need a few more construction comps. There we go. Construction comps are over here. Correct? Yes. I may as well also grab a few of these so I can start on the solar panel once I get over there. Alright. I'm realizing just how much faster and easier the jetpack is than to fly around short distances. Alright. And land right here. Get that into working order. I will set up the, whatchamacallit, the hinge first. So its current angle is at 1 degrees. Let's set it to a 9 RPM. So it lines up with the rest of them. So it's 90 is up. Alright. So then its lowest should be at 0. Alright. And then we reverse it. Yep, that comes back down. Alright. So, I may also want to slow down all of these, so that way I can actually make sure that they don't just murk themselves as soon as they start moving. So I need girders and bulletproof glass. That's easy. Girders and bulletproof glass. And then we should have a functioning base. to start generating some iron. Alright. Girders and glass. I know we've got some somewhere. Okay, there's some girders. Pop all these in here. And bulletproof glass. I know I had those set in here. Or not? I guess not. Where's my glass? There's my glass. And then I'll probably empty out the ship off camera. I just realized. Yeah, I might want to recharge before I go flying into a freaking wall. That, while would be comedic, would also sting. Just a little bit. Alright. So let's get over here and set this up. Alright. There we go. And now it being in a desert zone should get it good amount of sun. Now, question is, do I want to angle all of them down by a notch? I mean, these ones are getting some good sun, but this one, okay, now it's getting some good sun. I don't know. And then I should be able to, once I get all of these here, I can reverse them. Yeah, I'm going to slow that down because that looked like it was a crash waiting to happen. Let's set this down to maybe 1 RPM. Then reverse it. Oh. Well, that's not good. Oh, it's because the other two were actually moving the right direction. Alright. There we go. Alright. And so, another solar flower is complete. And they should be able to net a good amount of sun for this. I was planning on adding maybe a few more, I guess, petals to this, to make it so this charges a little bit faster than 7 hours, as this is measured in real life time. Because I'm sure that if I went on ahead and activated the static drill, this thing would be depleted in about 5 seconds. In fact, okay, fully depleted in 3 hours. That's not bad, actually. So turn that off. I'm going to go down to check to make sure that it actually got iron and not stone. Maybe also adding some lights down here would not be bad. Yes, alright, that is iron. Thank goodness. We've got a working iron farm. Okay. I am so happy about that. Oh, this is going to be so amazing. And hopefully we can get this hooked up directly to the surface too. And I'm going to need a button component here. And I could probably add an extra layer of solar panel at the end of each of these. And try to make, I guess, a little bit more solar panel power. But other than that, it's done. It's working. And I am very happy about that. I may need to go and get some more solar panel materials, but we've got an infinite source of iron right here. Although maybe adding a hinge to this would be good. What's the lowest RPM I can set for a hinge? I can set it to like 0.1 RPM. How fast does that move? Is this... Oh, crap! Son of a gun. Whatever. I'm just gonna go and recharge back at base. So it seems like there is now a sandstorm. Ow, what the... Huh? Okay. Get back to home base. Get back to home base. Something's amiss. Yes, I know. What the hell's going on? Is this a sandstorm? Inferno? What in the holy hell light show? Okay. We're safe in here. What the fresh hell? Okay, if I take off my, okay, we're good. Is this doing damage to my stuff, too? Oh, this is not good. I think I'm just gonna need to wait for this to pass, so I don't have an actual... Yeah, it looks like stuff's breaking outside. Let's go ahead and check what's going on out here. I see flashing lights. Oh wait, is that just... Okay, that was this. Let me... Okay. I think... Why does it say that I've got 2 hours of power left? I don't know. I don't know when this will be over. It probably would have been really good to add some wind power to that, to the other base. But I'm probably going to wait for this to be over, and then go and deal with adding on some extra solar panels off camera. So, hope you'll have enjoyed this episode of Space Engineers. And yeah, hope to see you all in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.